everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Ika Bakoyi, and I'm your host for this evening. It's the warmest of welcomes to the Lorenzo Natali Media Prize 2022 award ceremony to all of you here and at home. So please don't forget to use the interactive hashtag, hashtag Natali Prize. Now, celebrating the 30th anniversary this year, the Lorenzo Natali Media Prize returns to support international partnerships and also inspire a new generation of reporters. It was launched in 1992 and created by the European Commission's Directorate General for International Partnerships. And as the name assumes, it was named after Lorenzo Natali. So a precursor to honor the courage of journalists whose stories shine a light on the common challenges facing our planet and its people. Today, we are here to award 3 courageous winners on their work in the following categories. Number 1, we have the Grand Prize. So that's the reporting published by a media outlet based in one of the European Union's partner countries for development and cooperation. Number 2 is the Europe Prize. That's a reporting published by a media outlet based in the European Union. And finally, we have the 3rd category, which is Best Emerging Journalist Prize. Now, each of these winners will be awarded 10,000 euros for all their efforts. And of course, it's never easy to select a winner. And this year, we've also had over 500 eligible applications received from journalists from over 88 countries. The entries were shortlisted fairly by a balanced panel from our 4 partner universities. That's the Universidad Católica Portuguese, the Universidad de Navarra in Spain, and the University St. Joseph de Beirut in Lebanon. And finally, the Vesalius College here in Belgium. So, as I mentioned, the selection was made by a grand jury composed of 5 internationally renowned experts from the world of journalism, considering the following themes: reporting, rigour, language, and style. Now, enough from me. I'm sure you'd want to hear lots from the Commissioner. So, I'll take this opportunity to invite her on the stage. Madam Commissioner. Okay, she's not here now at the moment. She'll surely join us shortly, I'm sure. But just a little bit of context regarding the trophy's history. So it was created and designed by Esther Pizarro. She's a PhD from the Complutense University of Madrid in Spain, and she's also professor of the European University of Madrid in Spain. The 2002 trophy's design is a reflection on journalism as a discipline that combines research, data analysis, and technology. So, as I mentioned before, I see Madam Commissioner is back, so we'll introduce her on the stage once again. Welcome on stage. Please put your hands together for Ulta Olpolilinian, the European Commission for International Partnerships. Welcome on stage.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Dear grand jury members, it is my great pleasure to introduce the Lorenzo Natali Media Prize on its 13th anniversary. Over the past 3 decades, this prize has really recognized the courage and dedication of those who stand up for freedom of speech and media rights. This prize really honors journalists like you who shine a light on development and human rights issues around the world. You, journalists, make people care about human rights violations, gender inequality, and poverty. And today, in 2022, this is more important than ever. Threats to media freedom around the world unfortunately continue. Geopolitical unrest and resulting shocks like the food and energy crisis are harming the most vulnerable first. We face the challenge of post-COVID economic recovery and the existential threat of climate change. So in these very, very challenging times, we definitely need people like you speaking up for those who cannot. Dear friends, Lorenzo Natali was a strong defender of freedom of expression, freedom of democracy, human rights and development. And this prize, named after him, goes straight to the heart of who we are as a union and the values we were founded upon. So again, my thanks to the grand jury members and our 4 partner universities. And of course, a huge congratulations to this year's winners.
Thank you, Madam, your Commissioner. And now more about the prize. If you could just have a... so we're just about to announce the winners for this year. So we'll start with the first one, and this is the award for the Best Emerging Journalist Prize. And that, sorry, I think it's supposed to come up. And that goes to Rémi, Carton and Paul Boyer from Libération and Haïti, le prix Brissette de enfants esclavage. Now, before we invite them on stage, we'd just like to have a look at a video about their film.
It's really impressive how an emerging journalist was able to compile this story. It narrates a horrifying enslavement of hundreds of thousands of poor Haitian children by Haitians, totally breaking these kids and destroying their lives forever.
On a notamment travaillé à Port-au-Prince sur 2 femmes qui ont été pendant plusieurs années esclaves au sein de maisons. C'est-à-dire qu'elles ont été vendues par leurs parents respectifs à des riches propriétaires pour effectuer des tâches domestiques. Mais elles ont subi des violences, que ce soit psychologiques, sexuelles ou physiques.
Il y avait des gens sur le terrain qui s'en occupaient et c'était forcément nécessaire pour nous de leur donner la parole.
This story cannot get out of my head. It's really a country of poor enslaved children, basically 400,000 children that live next door and we don't know about it. It's really, really sad and I will never, ever forget this story.
C'est une énorme fierté d'être récompensé par un prix aussi prestigieux. Je pense que ce prix-là, on a envie aussi de le dédier aux Haïtiens et aux journalistes haïtiens qui travaillent sur place toute l'année.
Fantastic. Great stuff. We'll now actually like to welcome to the stage Rémi, Carton and Paul Boyer. Please come on stage. Could you stand with the Commission? And you, it's the Commission. Yes. Now, please make your way to the podium and give us your speech. What do you have to say for yourselves?
Donc merci infiniment au jury de nous décerner ce prix. Il y a seulement 1 an, avec Paul, on étudiait encore à l'école publique de journalisme de Tours et aujourd'hui nous voilà récompensés par un prix aussi prestigieux. Merci beaucoup. Donc ce prix il récompense le courage dans le journalisme. Donc au moment de le recevoir, nous on pense surtout au courage de Diana et de Neji qui ont accepté de nous raconter leur histoire, leur souffrance en Haïti. On pense aussi à la fondation Maurice Sixto et à l'UNICEF qui tous les jours luttent sur le terrain en Haïti pour améliorer le sort des enfants haïtiens et ils méritent d'être honorés aussi aujourd'hui. Le journaliste Paul Marchand a dit un jour, un journaliste se doit d'être à l'endroit où on lui interdit d'être. C'est grâce à notre fixeur que nous, on a pu être en Haïti et travailler comme journaliste. Donc un grand merci à lui, ce prix est aussi le sien. Merci à l'école publique de journalisme de Tours, notre école, nos amis, nos parents qui ont fait le déplacement et qui sont toujours nos premiers supporters. Merci beaucoup.
Nous sommes très honorés et nous remercions le jury encore une fois d'avoir récompensé notre travail réalisé en Haïti. Un grand merci au journal Libération qui nous a fait confiance pour ce reportage. Nous voulions vous dire qu'en tant que jeune journaliste, c'est plus qu'une récompense, c'est une confirmation du fait que nous avons choisi le métier qui nous correspond, à savoir aller à la rencontre de ceux et celles qui ont des choses à dire, des histoires à raconter, des témoignages poignants à délivrer, parfois dans des zones compliquées comme Haïti. Aujourd'hui, j'ai une pensée particulière pour tous les journalistes haïtiens qui travaillent quotidiennement dans des conditions difficiles, pour ne pas dire terribles. Eux ne peuvent pas partir. Notamment notre fixeur et ami, anonyme pour raison de sécurité, un journaliste haïtien qui se bat depuis plusieurs années pour continuer quotidiennement à informer le monde sur ce qui se passe dans son pays. Le reportage à l'étranger est pour moi synonyme de travail en équipe. Ce prix, nous le partagerons tous ensemble. Pour finir, merci de croire en la jeunesse, en cette nouvelle génération de jeunes journalistes qui arrivent et qui aiment le reportage. Merci à tous.
Wonderful. If you could just make your way out of it. Thank you very much. It's never easy. Oh, here you go. It's never easy speaking on stage, but these guys are courageous, as we've just spoken about. So now, are you guys ready for the next one? The Europe Prize. And that goes to Vânia Maia of Israel. Now, she's not here. You can clap. Unfortunately, some of our winners are a little too far away to make it, but we'll just watch a short video once again of Vânia's film. Her film shines on the light of exploitation, misery, and precarious conditions in which illegal immigrants live in Europe. Let's take a look.
This story deserves to win because it reveals the exploitation scheme of thousands of migrant workers that sustain agricultural fields in Odemira, Portugal, and the inhumane conditions in which they live in 21st century Europe.
The lockdown caused by the pandemic in some areas of Odemira turned out to be an opportunity to denounce many stories of wrongdoing related to the working and living conditions of migrant workers in Alentejo. It was also a chance to contradict the narratives aligned with prejudice that blamed the migrants for the lockdown and not those who were exploiting them or who had failed to guarantee their basic rights and their legal and health protection.
When I read this story, I felt really angry on how these systems are construed legally to just justify our developed way of life.
It's with great humbleness and honor that I accept this distinction, as I'm sure any other applicant would be a fair representative of the best journalism produced in the European Union.
Hands together again for Vânia. She couldn't make it, unfortunately. She couldn't make it, but I believe we're about to join her live via Zoom. I'm ready for the Zoom when you are.
Yes, I'm ready.
Hi, can you hear us?
Yes,
I can't hear you properly,
perfectly.
but I'm sure the audience can hear you very well. Please.
May I just congratulate you, Vânia? This is yours.
From the commissioner.
You can see this diploma. So congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for believing that my work.
And just to add there, because I know you're far away, but if you could take this slight second to take a picture with the commissioner, I'm not sure how this is. I think, Commissioner, you stand there. Thank you.
A digital encounter we're having here. Oh, thank you so much. I hope I can hold it pretty soon.
Okay, thank you.
Fantastic, Vânia. So this is your time to shine once again. Tell us, what are your thoughts, and just tell us a little bit about how you feel and your story.
Thank you so much. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you so much for believing that my work is worthy of such prestigious distinction. I feel such great responsibility and such humbleness after listening to these words by the jury.
This story is really one of the most moving stories I've read.
I usually say that awards don't say much about the journalists who win them, but they say something about the themes which are distinguished. And I believe that awarding an article about the exploitation of migrants in Alentejo, in the south of Portugal, is a resounding recognition of the relevance of addressing the way the European Union welcomes its migrants and protects their human rights. This is also an opportunity to remind European Union of the importance of structuring an immigration and asylum policy that is fair and non-discriminatory, capable of weakening powerful human trafficking networks. That's the only way the European Union can be true to the humanistic values we like to believe are part of the European identity. The same values Commissioner Lorenzo and Natali stood for, who had such great important role in the integration of Portugal in the European Union. It also brings me great satisfaction to see a story written in Portuguese, which happened in Portugal, distinguished. Commissioner Lorenzo Natali was, of course, a great protector of democracy and freedom of expression. And I would like to take this occasion to urge the European Union to continue and especially to increase its support to journalism. In a time of so-called post-truth and fake news, which are basically disinformation and lies, and suffering from an acute disruption of its business model, journalism needs solutions, new solutions. In Portugal, the scenario is particularly grim. And bringing tech companies to the table, distributing more scholarships for journalists, creating a special fiscal statute for nonprofit media companies, all these measures can be part of solutions, of various solutions. And I have no doubt the European Union is a fundamental player in all of them. I'd like also to leave one final word for all the other candidates, as I'm sure any other applicant would be a fair representative of the best journalism produced in the European Union. They are surely much more fearless than I am. And without each one of them, I have no doubt democracy would be weaker. So thank you very much. Obrigada.
Thank you, Vânia. Thank you very much, Vânia, for joining us.
Thank you.
I do wish you all the best and plenty more success.
Really one of the most
Thank
moving
you.
stories I've read as a journalist.
And now for the grand prize.
Of the moment.
The grand prize winner is Ritwika Mitra for the Sunderburn climate change. They're not here in person, but the story traces women survivors who were raped and left pregnant after being trafficked as minors from Sunderburn. We're just going to have a little 2-minute video clip once again, on the grand winner.
This story is really one of the most moving stories I've read. As a journalist, it covers the intersection of some of the most pressing and crucial global problems of the moment. The journalist does a masterful job at showing how they all connect to destroy the lives of thousands of the most vulnerable.
The ground reportage traces the struggles of minors who were impregnated while in transit or at the brothels in India. The story also connects the dots between climate change, livelihood distress, trafficking and how poverty plays a huge role in it. My personal experience with this story was that I was talking to survivors from the Sundarbans for a long time over the phone. And I did not know at that point the extent of the large-scale distress that was panning out, and what those women were going through was critical, and that gave me the motivation to dig deeper. This is the first journalism award that I'll be getting, so it's an absolutely thrilling moment for me. I think also it comes at a point when I started working as an independent journalist, and we are dealing with a lot of lack of resources, a lot of self-doubt, and it gives me the confidence to go after underreported stories. And most importantly, the award highlights the voices of these young women.
Another big round of applause for Ritwika. Again, she couldn't make it. She couldn't make it, but she's joining us live on Zoom. So I'll leave you to interact with her just now. Are you here, Ritwika? Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you? Can you hear me?
Hi.
Can
I'm good. Thank you so
Fantastic.
much.
We have the commissioner here. She
So,
has your
Ritwika, this
award.
is for you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank
We are
you.
so
Thank
proud
you.
of you. And thanks that
Oh,
you
thank
wrote
you.
this story. Really.
Thank you.
I know
Thank
it's a
you,
bit
means a lot.
strange, but we'd like you to just pause for a second so that you can take a picture
Yeah.
with the commissioner.
Yeah. That would be wonderful. Thank you so
Fantastic.
much.
And now for your words of wisdom, Ritwika. What do you have to say as the grand prize winner?
Yeah, thank you so much. I mean, I'm honestly touched on getting this award. And I was reflecting on the days when I started my ground reportage. And I was thinking about what all the survivors had to tell me. So when I started the interviews, all of them had one thing to say. It doesn't matter if I write these stories. They thought they would never be heard. Their stories would never be recognized outside where they live, that is the climate vulnerable Sundarbans. And for many of them, they did not have their homes. Their homes have been devastated in the last 2 years of cyclones or from before that. And they had a very traumatic past, teenage years rather. So as I look back today, I feel this award is a reiteration that the voices of the marginalized women have been highlighted before a global audience. And their struggles and their resilience have been recognized today. And that's what gives me a lot of, I think it makes me very emotional today. And I'd really, really like to thank you for recognizing the work. And I'd like to thank all the women survivors who could trust me with their stories. They're very personal and traumatic stories, which they said they could not even share with their families for all these years in many cases. And I also want to thank all the lawyers, environmentalists, all the activists who are so committed to working on rehabilitating survivors of trafficking and also highlighting the huge policy gap when it comes to climate-focused policies in the global south. And I want to thank the Fuller Project and The Wire for co-publishing the story. It also comes at a time when India is seeing dwindling press freedom. So, and being an independent journalist now, I think I would like to highlight that these awards give us the confidence, all of us, to move forward, to dig for underreported stories and to dig deeper. And yeah, so thank you very much. Thank you, means a lot.
Well, thank you very much. Great to hear from you. I hope you enjoy your prize. I hope you sleep well. I hope you enjoy your prize and many more blessings to come your way. All right. So as I've mentioned, there are many, many contenders here. And, you know, there are other highly commended people for the grand prize, such as Robbie Corey Boulay, writing Far from the Ethiopia War Front. There was also Gonzalo Ortuno for Ontania Montalvo, Elizabeth Cruz Larios. Many more people were part of this. So I would just like to invite the Commissioner once again just to have a final say on these winners and any Okay, I believe that's not the case, so we will move on. But I would like to thank the Commissioner, actually, for her wonderful presence on the stage. Thank you so much. So that's the end of the award ceremony, but do stay here for the closing session. Do not run away. We've got 5 minutes before the closing session, so keep calm and still. Thank you.